Are we live? Are we here? Hello? Oh, my FFCs are here. Okay, cool. Hello everybody. Welcome to Questing for Glory. ItsKasa, and I'll be running Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Critical Ventus Level 1 any percent. It is completely a mouthful. I also have... Oh, there we are. I also have...
Ventus's story level 1 critical mode at any percent.
Yes, and I have Rebel Dragon 95 here helping me with commentating this lovely video game.
Yes.
Sorry, do you have anything to say before we head right on in?
No, not really.
Alrighty.
We'll, kind of explain how this game works when we get into it, because it's not completely obvious when we first start.
Perfect. So timing actually starts at character select, so I'll count down as soon as we are able to select Ventus. Alrighty. So we're starting in 3, 2, 1, here we go. Alright, take it away, Rob.
Where were we in orbs? Because my stream's a little bit behind. Right. We go straight into an amazing fight right at the start. Basically, to pass the Marker Mastery exam, we have to destroy some orbs. They're completely random. There is some kind of strat to this fight that we use. At the start, he's gonna flame salvo. Some people like to walk to the left first. That's what I personally do. Then you just kind of have to finish him off. And from there on, it kind of just divulges into hit them until they all die.
Fortunately, sometimes they can be a little mean.
Yeah, Ven doesn't have the best time with orbs. Terra has an easier time. Aqua has a bit of an easier time. Ben kind of just gets screwed because his attacks aren't very good, and his finish command is useless in orbs. That was a pretty good end, actually.
Thank you. Now we have some just cutscene skips.
Yeah. Thankfully, they're quite a lot shorter now. This segment used to be like a good minute and a half long by the time you skipped all the cutscenes. But
Thanks.
PS4 loading times
Oh yeah,
save this game completely. So the first world we're going to head to is Dwarf woodlands. Are you going to do the Terra D-Link at the start? No, you're just going to go.
no, I'm just gonna go.
No,
My controller had a little bit of an issue there.
Yeah, so we're going to shove on the sliding dash, and then we're going to turn on level 1. I'll kind of go into what level 1 does a little bit later, because it's not the most obvious thing right at the start of the run. It'll become obvious when we get to Lucifer more, what it does and what it helps us with. So yeah, heading into dwarfs, all we got to do here is find the different dwarfs that are hiding inside boxes. Kasa's doing the
I'm doing the old
way.
Yeah, I'm doing
The old strat.
The old strat.
The old strat. So
Got body.
Yeah, man. This is pretty self-explanatory. You just hit the boxes until they... Yeah, you do get bodied a bit there. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just hit the dwarfs until you defeat the box, and then they fall out.
I tried to use an arrow there, but I guess I mashed the button a little too much.
Yeah, you probably got your finisher out, but like way before you decided to do the arrow. That guy there is actually pretty particular about where you position yourself. If you get too close, he'll run away.
So something interesting happened just now.
Oh, okay, so you whiffed a bit there. That's fine.
Yeah.
Usually that usually the fever pitch finisher will kill that guy, but it didn't. So you just gotta wait for a little bit.
Yeah. That was just an unfortunate dwarf minigame.
Oh, and then he parried you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. Is that the end there is kind of all about reacting to where the cart is and where you are. You get different results depending on what cycle you're on. The cycle's pretty consistent, but
if like little things like getting bopped by a box happen, then you're off timing.
Yeah, if you get bopped by a box, it also completely depends on sneezing. Completely depends on sneezing. The dude that he got second, the guy that's jumping around, everything in that fight depends on him pretty much in terms of timing.
Alrighty. Now we're just gonna help Snow White get through this evil forest. Some spooky things are happening.
All three of the characters have an escort of some kind. Snow White is actually the best one in my opinion, because she's the only one that will, if there's nothing in front of her, she'll just go. She doesn't care. So we try and kill these guys to force her to move along the path that she does. And we try and skip the animations of her getting caught in front of the trees as much as possible. These two we have to take. You can sometimes skip the second one, but it's completely random. It depends on
it's really tight timing.
Things.
Oh wait, I think you're talking about the other one. We found a new little skip that you can do, and it's completely based on timing.
Yeah. So here he's just gonna, he's gonna mini that guy. You can either push him, mini him, or I use the finisher on him just because there's nothing else to do in that time. Yeah, you missed a little trick there. If you kind of walk in front of her, like right as the thing starts, you get the reaction command straight away. But for some reason, it loads really badly. This game still has some issues with like how it loads, and that's one of the things that is an issue.
Overall, that was a really good one.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Alright,
next up is the best of the three for speedrunning. It's completely dependent on what you want from a speedrun.
Yeah. Because
they're all different, and both beginner and critical are completely different for all three of the characters. Right, so this fight's actually kind of hard. It's very specific. The best way to do damage in this fight on level 1 is to constantly use flame salvos of about between 11 and 13. You pass her through in a slide dash there for a bit of extra damage there.
I waited a little bit there to make sure I could get the hit off.
Yeah. When he goes dark and stands on the ground, that's him basically entering his final phase, his like DM kind of style phase. He's invincible during that, but sometimes he won't be, and he can take damage, or he'll withhold it till the end. But overall, that was a really good fight.
Yeah, I kind of waited on the second one because that's the one where he has his iframes.
Yeah. You can either wait or you can charge it and wait. It doesn't really matter how you do it, but you need to wait till after.
Yeah, otherwise you do no damage and it's wasted.
Phase, yeah, or you just waste time. It's actually it's kind of a really nice fight to get used to how like damage variables work, in my opinion, because the end of it completely depends on the damage that you got throughout the fight. Our time for the best world.
Yep.
Yeah. So we go straight to Castle Dreams now. He's gonna do a quick menu here. He's gonna sell the mini that we used in Snow White, and he's gonna grab another 2 sliding dashes and 3 sleeps. The 3 sleeps are for a boss later. He needs we use 2 of the slide dashes for movement, and we use 1 for We use all 3 for movement while they're leveling up, but then we meld one into command later, and we use the other 2 for movement. Oh, hey, you did! Hey, you got it!
Yep, I found
That's my strat.
You go back a little bit and then you go up.
Yeah, there's 2 ways you can do that. You can do what Castle did, or you can jump, lock on, and fall down a bit, and then lock on and attack. But Ven's first attack is like a mini kind of slide dash if he has to get, like, dash towards the enemy. And you can get up places by doing it. It's a little bit harder on PS4 because they fixed a couple of the collisions of the edges, but it's pretty easy. Right, so this bit here, we need to do a little bit of grinding. Oh, what luck! Where we need to get some feeding crystals, and we need to get some D-Link
So I'm just
crystal drops.
I'm gonna start.
Did you just get 2 in 1?
I did. So I'm gonna go a little counterclockwise here and start Terra.
We usually have a way that we do this, but since Casa got the RNG he's gonna do this slightly differently to usual.
I'm getting a little bopped here.
Are you getting hit by the... Oh, you are? Yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty. My luck is looking a little dim now. Oh, never mind. Here we go. Alright, grab this. Try again. Hopefully end. No, we're good. Okay, start from this side because we want to get the yarn ball.
Yep. Most of this bit is reacting. Usually if we didn't get a good RNG, we would go straight to the feeding crystals from the guys. Since Casa got the RNG he did, he's going to try and get the Terra level up now, because then we don't need to worry about the feeding crystals, and we can just and then we can just enter and exit the room until we get them.
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
So we just need feeding crystals now. Oh, nice sliding dash. So we use Sleepy and Grumpy. The Grumpy command in Snow White is actually Treasure Raid, which attempts to force a drop from an enemy. So we'll either get a feeding crystal or we'll get a bind. Either way,
I got 2 of them, so I need 1 more at least.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna go over here.
Yeah.
Grab this. I'm gonna bring it with me.
Nice. There's absolute... the issue with this is there's absolutely no way to control when you get what and what you get. So, this is like one of the most variable parts of the run. Oh,
I got all of my fleetings.
Oh, you just went for the YOLO throw just in case?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Cool. So he got everything he needed there. It wasn't the fastest one. He had to enter and exit the room twice, but that's fine. He's gonna put Terra's finisher back to the first one, because the first one's better than the second one in every possible way. And now we're gonna go fight Lucifer.
Which I found out recently is actually more consistent than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh. Alrighty. Come here, you.
So he's gonna go straight to Terra, and shoutouts to my buddy. Oh, he's giving you that. Yeah, just wait.
Yep. Alright, where's my cure? Ooh.
I'm not sure if we let you
Got
back
it.
in, but did you get it? Cool.
I didn't
So
get
we're just
the
gonna
berserk strats, unfortunately, but this is still the best thing you can get.
We're just gonna stun lock him with some Sonic Blades, pretty much. At the start, what he went for was actually a berserk style strat, where you get in red health and then you do more damage. Shoutouts to my friend Succinct and Punchy for looking at the Wikipedia page and going, oh, so this is what the abilities do. from that, this is a pretty self-explanatory fight.
Yeah, you gotta spank
we
the
just
cat.
unlock him and then he dies. I didn't do that for the longest time, where like you stop early. It didn't even clock in my head to like stop early until I saw Miss do it. It didn't even clock in my head. I was just, oh, I may as well finish the move. Right, so now on to Enchanted Dominion. The starter, we're just gonna move towards the castle. There's not really much to talk about here. Should I go into what EXP0 does?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So basically, what EXP0 does is obviously it prevents you from gaining any experience. So it basically lets us stay on level 1. But it's got some kind of janky hidden properties where it tries to normalize our damage in every world based on the battle level of that world. But what that does instead is it leads our commands to do like normal good amounts of damage, but finishers, which do a set amount of damage a certain number of times, end up doing massive amounts of damage for no reason at all. So finishers like Spellweaver and Swordbill that you'll see later. Swordbill is incredibly broken in this game. It's ridiculous. And the further you get in the game, the more damage that they will do. It's really interesting to play around with because all the finishers in the game have this effect. But some to different extent. Oh, time for goons. We're just gonna go straight to Terra and get some CP. Oh, nice whiff, dude. It's extremely easy to whiff in this fight because of the rather tiny hitboxes. Wow.
I am stun locked. There we go.
Oh, you can't. Oh, yeah.
I've never seen that happen before.
Auto block is magical, by the way. The second ability on Terra is
Oh, I got bopped.
Did you get bopped?
I did. So that was just really bad luck on my part. I got stuck in a huge auto guard.
Yeah. There wasn't much that you could have done there. All we need to do there is gain some CP for our commands. So that's why we use Terra.
Walk towards me a little bit. There we go.
It's extremely easy to die in this fight because, sadly, things like Sonic Blade and things like that, unlike in Cage 2 where you get a little bit of invincibility for using them, you don't get any in this game. You just get destroyed. But this is a little bit of a better start. Oh, and Sonic Blade's right there. Cool.
Oh, I got unlucky there. Because of the where the archer actually loaded in, I got instantly bopped by an arrow.
Oh god. Wow.
So that was completely unlucky. And that happened too. I'm just not having a good time with these goons today.
Wow.
Oh, wow, I'm really not having a good time with these goons. I'm gonna just jump up here and heal real quick. Alrighty.
I would. The issue with this fight is goons are like legit the scariest of the like mob enemies that you can fight in this game. They're small, they don't care, and they will kill you pretty easily.
Ooh. No, none of that.
I'd wait and cure. This fight hadn't been treating you well at all.
We're just gonna go this way now. There was a scary little guy right there. This is the scariest goons I've ever had in a long time.
Oh god, this is...
And there's only archers left too. That's the scariest part.
Oh, I hate it when there's only archers left one.
Alright, we're done with this. Whew. Yeah, that was something. That was a show.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was, something. Goon, as I said, goons are extremely easy to die to. It's pretty...
Even in
pretty
Aqua
easy.
Critical.
Oh, Aqua Critical is even easier, because you have to get in close and use Magnet on them.
So because of me, I'm gonna just dodge, because I have little health left.
And you have all your fleeting crystals as well, so you don't need to worry.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's why I dodged. I felt
Oh
it.
wow.
I felt it.
You felt it.
That's not what I wanted.
Don't tell me you entered the purple portal.
Oh, no, no, no.
Good. Oh right, yeah, that.
That can happen sometimes.
Yeah. If you dodge roll right at the start of that, it's going to take a couple of little baby steps forward. The guys on the right will spawn, and you just slide dash into them if you try it. But if you're fast enough, you can easily get that sorted out. Oh, don't use the shimmering.
No, we're not gonna do that. Don't worry.
We make a quick payback raid here specifically to because it's just one of the best commands that we could have a magic haste on, which is what we need in this run. And now it's going to be Maleficent, which is the first use of a balloon letter, and actually the first use of EXP0. It's pretty. It's a pretty good fight. It's pretty risky as well. He got hit at the start there. That hit's deliberate because her finisher will build up when you're in red health. And the finisher does quite a lot of damage. He's gonna sandbag one of the attacks here to make sure our health.
She's being spoopy today.
To make sure our health is in a specific place, and to also prevent like dying to the lightning that she'll sometimes do after. But if you stay far enough away from her, she can't hit you. She will lightning DM now. Casa will probably sandbag 1 or 2 hits on this, just to be sure that her health's in a certain place, and also to try and prevent her from doing a very particular move after this one. Oh, he got it. He got it. She didn't teleport into it. She's gonna.
She ended up galaxying.
Oh, she did it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is her desperation move, the Flying Nebula. I'm not even sure if that's its official name. That's what it looks like. It's the Flying Nebula. Don't know where she is. She's up there.
All in all, that was still a good Maleficent fight. She was pretty nice to me.
Yeah, that fight's completely random. You have to react to what she does right at the start, and then you have to play the rest of the fight out in a very meticulous way, doing very specific amounts of damage, and sandbagging the finishers, because she will kill you on the way out on the recovery of the Sweet 7 or whatever it's called.
So a lot of what I do is timing those hits a certain way. Like when she does the sleep DM, I purposely mess up one of them so I know I can get out in time.
Yeah, And sometimes, depending on what a HP range is or where you are in the fight, you might have to sandbag one on the lightning one to make sure you can flame salvo her when she starts to nebula.
Yeah.
But it's not always the best thing to do. It sometimes doesn't work. Anyway, the first part of Vanitas here, you can just die and be alright.
Now comes the fun part.
Yeah, now comes the best part.
I'm glad it looks really clean to you guys.
Yeah. That fight's it's a lot of reacting in that fight. Anyway, this fight, I missed the first one. Basically, he's gonna try and put him to sleep. Oh yes. Where is it? Oh, he's fine. He's fine. Good. He's fine. This guy's susceptible to sleep. He's actually susceptible to poison, ignite, magnet, zero gravity, and something else. I can't. He's basically. He's like. He can. He's not immune to anything in this first fight. So we just put him to sleep because this is the safest way to deal with this fight. Mickey does a lot of damage here, so we just let Mickey do everything. We even do this on a beginner as well, but we have a slightly different deck for beginner.
There we go.
That was a pretty clean fight as well.
I could have thrown in some sliding dashes, but it is a little risky because sometimes you lose yourself in the command menu and you don't get to your sleep in time.
Yeah, if you try and go in with like your commands, it's very much it can be very taxing trying to get through the command deck fast because it's a lot harder than it looks to cycle through it when you're in the middle of something. Are you gonna jump through slide dash? Hell yeah, man.
We go fast on this speedrun.
Are you going to get the wellspring? Yeah.
Yes, I am.
I always forget to get the wellspring. I just assume I got a drop. So if we got a wellspring drop in grinding, we wouldn't have to waste time going and grabbing this. It's actually a surprising amount of time you lose to go and grab it. It's like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It's actually surprising how much you lose for having to go open one singular chest. And then we're just going to go activate this cutscene here. And now we're going to go... we're going to do a quick shop menu in a minute, and we're basically going to buy most of the commands that we use in our deck for the rest of the run. A lot of them we keep in the deck for the rest of the run, actually.
Oh, we need that.
We need that. So he's going to sell the Tornado Strike he picked up earlier, any binds we got from grinding, and the sleeps. You had 8 binds? Wow.
Yep.
He's going to buy 4 Thunders and 5 Magnets. Basically, that's our deck for the rest of the game. Some Magnets and some Thunders.
Yes, I am playing on PS4.
And he shoves high jump on there just because we need it for a couple of jumps later. What's nice here, we didn't used to have a magic haste here, so this used to take forever. This bit here, this bit's actually faster now.
But yeah, we didn't actually used to have that, you're right.
Oh, you got a balloon letter drop!
Good. I mean, I don't have to buy one later.
How does Magnet work? Basically it draws in the enemies from all around.
Think of gravity from certain titles.
Yeah. It draws in enemies from a certain radius. The higher the magnet spell, the further the radius is. Well, you pick up Counter Rush there specifically for fights later. Oh, he's going to Mickey. I love doing that. That's the thing we could only start doing in PS4. We can throw in D-Links everywhere we want now, because the loading time is so short.
Alright, I'm just doing my melding now.
Yeah, he's gonna make 3 Magneros. So sorry, what am I on about? 2 Magneros, a 0 Gravera, and 2 2 Thundaras. No, right. So a bit of trivia. In the PSP version, the game couldn't keep the animation for magnet loaded during the activation of things like command styles and D-Link, so that it still disappears in the HD versions when a D-Link crystal gets drawn into you and forces you into the next level, but it doesn't when you enter command style. It stays there, because that was one of the worst parts about doing Aqua. Because I remember Adam Timothy, when he was trying to do Aqua Beginner, that got him so much because you had to try and prevent it until you were ready for it. Anyway, Trinity armor. This fight is actually quite a bit better now. He's just gonna go ham with commands right at the start, just to try and yeah, he backs off there to make sure that he doesn't get hit or die, because that tackle can one-shot you. And now he's just gonna go in with some thunders and stuff. Terra and Aqua are actually extremely useful in this fight.
Oh, I got unlucky there.
Oh, did you get him?
I got the instant kill where it's kind of like a glitch. For some reason, if the body part dies, you can just instantly die.
Right, basically what happened there was there's a massive invisible hitbox where the legs happen to die, or it's sometimes where the arms decide to move or something like that. It's basically a massive hitbox with a one-shot laser in it. It's really annoying. It's one of the worst parts about this fight.
And it's only because of the new route too.
Yeah, it's the hardest for Ven, because Ven just kind of gets destroyed by it. Aqua blasts through this fight with Spell Weaver.
It happened through iframes.
Oh, you got hit on the recovery. Oh my god, man.
Yeah, so this fight is something we're gonna have to look into, because that's like a newer thing that just recently popped up.
It's always been a thing, but I was having issues with this a couple of weeks ago. It's pretty phenomenal how bad this fight can be now. Apart from that, pretty much explained everything to this fight. He's just gonna try and magnet through everything. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't hit you there.
I'm just gonna play it safe here.
Yeah, just dodge through it and then wait.
So I'm just gonna move away from the enemy a bit and wait. Alright, and have the enemy come to me so I can just do this. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we made it past the instant death.
Yeah, this game has had patches in the past.
I have a feeling it happened with the patches, to be fair.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't happen with the It didn't happen with any patches, but basically this new deck does so much damage to him that this new deck does so much damage to him that it's actually rather common to get it sometimes. The old deck that we had for this fight didn't have as many issues as like the new one does. Oh no, they're not doing any damage to him.
That's okay, it worked out.
Oh, it's fine. The old deck we had consistently could kill both paths at the same time, which kind of circumvented the whole thing, because he'd go straight into the spinning laser attack straight away. With the new deck, you tend to kill the legs first, which kind of causes the issues. It's more of a more of the deck than anything else. It can be avoided, like Kasa did. He moved backwards and just waited.
But sometimes, even when you're moving, you can sometimes get bopped.
Yeah.
You just gotta, you just gotta pray and hope.
I was going for the sky dashes.
Of course I am.
Oh, he's gonna go for one up here. Oh yeah, there we go. Right, so this next forced fight is pretty simple. We've got Magnet Thunders. We're gonna use some Magnets and Thunders.
I also run some Final Fantasy games, a couple other Kingdom Hearts games, and Eternal Sonata on the off chance. He did not want to come into the magnet. There we go.
I'm pretty much mostly buffed by sleep.
Gonna move this over. Oh,
You got. Oh, I'm so angry at you.
why is that?
You got another shimmering drop. You've had 2 this run. Oh, I'm just upset with you.
Well, this is a beginner run now, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, we saved the game and replay fights a lot. I actually expected to grab the ledge there, not gonna lie.
You jumped so far, I don't know why you were thinking of that.
I don't know either.
Yeah, so we're just gonna Mickey through this bit. Oh, something that I didn't mention before. He's been sliding dashing around a lot. Sliding dashes are really fast, and the good thing about sliding dashes is when you hit an enemy, it cancels the recovery animation, so you can dodge roll straight away.
Honestly, my favorite speedrun is actually Ventus Critical. It's one of the ones that I started off with when I got picked up by the Kingdom Hearts community. The person commentating right now is actually the person who got me into it.
I am the reason. I'm sorry.
Alright, so we're gonna try and get Super Glide here. We're not gonna spend too many attempts at it.
Yeah,
because if it doesn't work,
you said
don't
you
wanna...
try it once and then that's it.
Yes.
There's right. So this is actually kind of a new thing. There's an oddly specific.
I lied. I'm gonna try one more time.
Oh, you went the wrong way.
Yeah.
He's. You can get up there to get Super Glide. Yeah, you can try it once more. He kind of went the wrong way. His position was kind of bad right at the start there.
Well, that's not what I wanted. Alright, so we are gonna abandon it. I made a little too many errors there.
Yeah, just...
But ideally you want to use Enchanted Step to clip yourself all the way up there. It's kind of finicky, so you don't want to try too many times in a speedrun.
Yeah. Ideally you get it first try every time, but... So we're just gonna play a quick mini game here. It only like it saves about 7 seconds if like you can get it first try. No, I think it was you said 7, but I've heard 4 and 7. I haven't timed it myself. I really should. Yeah, this is a nice break bit where we get to play a quick mini game. And if you notice the soundtrack, it's a small world, after all.
So this mashing, like, I think it actually caps you at 45.
I don't know, but it gives you more points if you're on beat as well. This mini game made you give up on platting. This mini game is easy.
Alrighty. We've got enough points, we can just kind of sit here and get comfy.
Yeah. Once you get to 1,050 points, you can just kind of stop. You don't really need to play anymore. But most of us get to 1,100 and something just to be safe. Because sometimes if your height isn't high enough at the end, you will still lose. It's really weird.
Yeah, the game has a weird, like, ticker for that, so it wants you to get a certain amount, I think, good or bad.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, another fun fact. On the PSP and PS3 versions of this, timing was the timing for the X input was actually slightly off.
Oh yeah.
And it messes with everything. As someone, me and Casa, as people who have played that minigame a lot, we noticed it quite a lot, and it can be annoying. At the start, you need to kill, I think it's 3 floods, and it spawns the rest of the wave. And now he's just gonna kind of go in with some magnets and thunders.
I'm just gonna bring these guys on a journey.
Yeah. The end here, these guys are dangerous, really dangerous. Casa's gonna try and keep a magnet up above him at all times, because if they feel like it, those guys try to do it, but they'll attack him, and if you get hit by 2 of these guys, you're dead.
A quick synopsis of the KH storyline. Hit ball
Don't
to
bother.
pass test.
Don't bother. That's my synopsis. Don't bother. I can't give you my synopsis of this game. Casa knows my synopsis of this game.
It's convoluted.
No. Do you remember the individual character synopsis I posted?
So that's like the only instance in BBS where I feel like the text box goes down to 15 FPS for some reason. Like, I never understood why that happened. Oh, he broke.
Yeah, we jumped from 60 to 15. The big jump. It wasn't that much before, but it is now. Oh man. So this first half of Urns, you want to get 15 points, and then that's it. It's pretty easy to get 15 points. Then you can kind of just knock around for the rest of it.
In this version, we actually get to see Zach Fair. But we're not seeing him in the speedrun, unfortunately.
Yeah. Then, well, we have already seen him, but
we actually, quote-unquote, haven't, because we skipped
Yeah.
the cutscene. So it spawned the barrel and the explosive beside Hercules, but
you just KH2'd right there. You pressed triangle to talk to him.
Yes, I did. Too much KH2.
Yeah. What happened? Oh, yeah. As Casa said, he got really unlucky right at the start there. Imagine that luck in BBS. Right at the start, you want to go straight for the barrels, and they can spawn right next to Hercules, and if Hercules gets him, he kind of
goes
freight
ham.
trains on you. And it can be really hard to keep up with him. Luckily on crit, we don't need to worry about EXP. Like, say on beginner, where we gain XP from this fight from EXP Walker. So you have to be wary about where you are, because you have to stop to EXP grind at some point. But in crit, you can take the entire, 2 minutes to win. It's really not that hard.
If you get a really good first segment, you can do the EXP grind there.
He did get insta-killed by Invisible Leg twice.
Yeah. The invisible laser was intense.
Yeah, it's really. When I remake my saves, I'm gonna do more looking into that fight to see if there's a consistent place to stand to avoid it. Because that's what I like to find, consistent things.
Yeah, the more we make this run consistent, the even better it gets. Because it's a really good run, but we can make it better.
Yeah, it's just that there's a couple of bits like Maleficent and grinding right at the start that we can't
That payback
control.
rate, though.
Yeah, but the things like grinding and Maleficent we can't control. So instead of trying to control them, I think finding more consistent ways to do the other fights would be better.
I don't think he's gonna win. Yeah, I lost. Let's be real.
Yeah, I have lost
cool.
this minigame before. I'll put my hands up and say I have lost this before, and it's pretty painful because you lose about 2 minutes. No, you lose over 2 minutes. Sorry.
Alright, I have enough money.
You don't need to buy a balloon letter, so you're fine.
Oops, I need the confuse. Don't need the balloon letter. You're right.
Don't forget to put the confuse on. So he made a Thundara and a renewal block there. Renewal block basically replaces our need for cure in this category. We don't use cure at all, we use renewal block instead. Because Ven's block's actually pretty good and there's not a lot that can kill you.
So I actually got buffed at the beginning, that's new.
I have to see this. Oh, you did! One of them decided to attack you. It's been a while since I've seen that, because it's not very often that happens. So this fight gets destroyed by Magnet. You've just got to be wary of Hercules, because he'll randomly say, Ven! And he'll force a reaction command onto you.
And it changes your camera angle, and it's horrible.
Yeah, it changes your camera angle. Zetrus gets triggered by the words Ven now, because of that fight. And that was OC. OC's over pretty quick.
Alright. You wanna talk about Jelly Shade? I mean, Metamorphosis?
We just dealt with Jelly Shades, man.
They're both the same thing. Right,
so we're coming up on Metamorphosis 1 now. Meta 1, it's Ventus's mini game of this, of the run on the spaceship thing. They've all got one.
Ooh, I got a weird pattern there.
What's he doing? Did he do?
He did a double spin.
Yeah. He did the double spin. You don't worry. We don't have to get rid of all his health. You have to get him down to near the end of his first bit of his health, of his first health bar, and that's it. It's pretty easy, but if what happened to Kasa happens, he does kind of one-shot you. So sometimes it's better to do what Kasa doing and just wait. Yeah, that's better now. Kasa should be fine to go in.
I'm getting unlucky with these hits. There we go.
Yeah, it's actually it's a lot harder than it looks to hit him by dashing into him. I used to do this fight completely differently. I was an advocator of the X attack method for the longest time, and then I just kind of got good at the dashing method. So the first, I think you got a pulsing crystal earlier, but
I got it for safety because I couldn't remember.
Yeah. I can never remember. That one takes like 3 seconds to pick up. It's not even bad. The force fight here, are you going to try and avoid Wing Blade, or are you just going to...
No, I'm just getting it.
You're just getting it? Cool. There's multiple ways you can do this fight. Casa's doing... Oh, you avoided it.
Oh, I did. You're right. Unintentional.
Unintentional avoidance. What Casa did there was, if you magnet twice right at the start, it builds up finish straight away. And what that does is it avoids what's called Wing Blade. So you go into Thunderbolt if you magnet then Thunder, then if you magnet then Thunder again, you go into Wing Blade. It avoids Wing Blade because Wing Blade is extreme. It's not annoying or anything. It's that if we don't have to put up with the extra load, as short as it is, it's better. And a lot of the time, it's a lot nicer to not have to worry about.
We get a surprise visit of Confuse.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I was like, what the hell was that command? And then I realised it was Confused. I was like, you don't have sleep on still, do you?
That'd be interesting.
I forgot it looked like that. So yeah, that fight was actually really fast, even though we accidentally used a Confuse. The end of that fight is really hard to get right, but he did it really well. Oh, and then he bonks on the computer. Nice.
Not a run without bonking. Yeah. All right, so because I didn't get sliding dash, I'm gonna be doing two. Not sliding dash, super glide. I'm gonna be doing 2 sliding dashes.
Yeah. Oh, you do it that way. I do it slightly differently to you. I use the D-link thing to drop down to the floor, then slide dash into the enemy.
Oh, okay.
That's what I tend to do. Right, so this is a Meta 2's, it doesn't really even need explaining. We're going to use Ignite on him. Stitch can do some damage. We're going to try and stick to the pillar in the middle as much as possible, because for some reason this forces his AI to be really passive, and he kind of just flies around. Yeah, and Kasa's going to be using a couple of commands, maybe.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, did he see you?
I got camera angled.
Oh, you got stitched? Oh no. That's fine. That's fine. You can get
that was
behind
interesting.
it. Idiot. Oh, nice.
Where'd he go?
Yeah. So, if he sees you, he becomes really aggressive all of a sudden. I can't tell you why his AI is like that. It just is. Where is he?
Oh, he's up there. I got unlucky there. There we go. So he went all the way up there and did another attack where I can't actually grab him.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why.
You can get unlucky, and sometimes Stitch is a little closer to the pillar than usual. And
yeah,
so it
and
just forces
Stitch
your
will
camera
do his
angle.
RC and he'll just jump up and down constantly.
And if that happens, the best thing to do is to use the reaction command, because chances are Metamorphosis has seen you and he's using his spin attack, and that will one-shot you.
Yeah. As I said, he's really passive until he sees you, and then he just attacks you. He just balls in on you like straight away. Right. No, we don't do all worlds because one of the worlds in this game is Mirage Arena. For all the characters, the Mirage Arena would technically count towards all worlds, but we have to do every other world in the game to finish it. So we've got this world and Keyblade Graveyard, and that's it.
Alright.
So he's gonna do a menu here after he's entered the gully. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the gully.
So we're gonna do this one first, because I remember this one.
Yeah. He's gonna put together the Zero Gravira and the Confuse with a Pulsing to get that second chance. And then he's gonna put two Magneras together with a Wellspring to get once more. So yeah, we go through the entire game. We get these two right at the end because we would not be able to do endgame without them.
I'm gonna just fix my menu real quick. Because I don't have Super Glide, I want these sliding dashes next to each other.
Okay, right, so. Have you got two balloon
I do.
letters? You're set, man. You got two drops.
Oh, hello there.
The start of the fight here, we're gonna Magnet then Thundara these guys, and he's gonna prep up Snow White. Oh. Okay. Oh, what luck. And we're gonna get introduced to Bashful. What Bashful does is Bashful's actually the warp command. Terra's warp command. Terra is the only character that gets this. This is the only way that the other characters can get it. He's getting kind of unlucky here.
I'm sorry, don't be mad.
Oh, and he got decent at the end, yeah.
And I
So
did get the river.
warp just basically despawns the enemies for you.
Oh, I have
It's
to use
really
a balloon letter.
useful. Yeah. But it doesn't give you the EXP or anything like that for it. It just despawns them.
So I do have to go this way. Oh, nope.
When you're not used to the
There we go. The enemy just wasn't working with me.
yeah. Oh, and you whiffed a couple of times. Oh, dude, you got it off the miracle one.
I did.
So yeah, we just moved to that room. He's using a blue letter here for safety. You can either use it in the fight or there. It's kind of personal preference, but it's changed a lot over the past year or so. Right at the start, he's actually going to swing, and it forces his AI to dodge either to the left or the right. And he's going to hit him, go into an ignite. When he gets to the middle, he's going to ignite him again, and this forces him to go into his into his desperation move. And here we go, time for Mickey.
Textbook fight.
Yeah. If you take damage there, it builds up the finisher of Mickey. Nice, that was a good fight. That was actually a really good fight.
That was awesome.
So when he's DMing you, unless you fall off the edge or he gets to the end of the attack, he doesn't stop running, and the run animation goes on for quite a while. But it's basically when you get far enough away from him, he'll stop. But until that happens, Mickey's finisher will keep you right in his face, so he just eats all the damage.
And now we have Peter Pan.
Yes, we do.
And we're actually heading into the end of the game now. We just got a couple cutscenes.
Yeah, we're getting towards the end of the game now. We got a bunch of cutscenes to skip through, and then we're on the home stretch.
I've played 100 hours of EDS.
Okay. I think you might need to talk to us about our sanity if the fact that me and ItsKasa can both admit that we played multiple categories, probably 100 hours each.
Yep. Alright, so they actually fixed this on PS4. Before we couldn't dodge roll through this, we had to add Super Glide. Or a whole bunch of sliding dashes.
On English, we were fine. It was Japanese that had the issue.
Right, and I had Japanese first.
Yeah, you did have Japanese first. For some reason, when 60 FPS was added to this game, the Japanese version, these tornadoes were fast, ruthless, and they didn't do what they used to do. Like, what they do here is, they chase you one at a time. So, as long as you keep away from one of them, you're fine. But on the Japanese version of PS4, when it first came out, it's different now. It works now. You can do that now, but you can just you had to get a super glide on Japanese. We even got it on beginner for like a couple of weeks before we just realized before Sonic found the slide dash strat, you deck yourself out with like 6 slide dashes and you just go. Right, so Vanitas 2, right at the start here, he's going to jump on his kind of DM, his Keyblade bike. Caster's going to use Flame Salvo to
I'm sorry, what's
do
happening
enough
here?
damage to get him off of that.
That was new.
Oh, you did not. What? You did enough hits to force him into that. That's weird. Okay, you don't see that too often. But he's just gonna block and counter rush him until we get the finisher built up, and then he's gonna wait for him to dive again. It's pretty self-explanatory.
That should be
He
enough.
should dive. He should dive again in a second. It's basically after a certain number of attacks, he'll do it.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but you were lucky there.
I was.
You were extremely lucky there. When he dives, he can't dodge any hits of Sword Bill. Outside of Sword Bill, he can dodge hits whenever he likes, which makes that fight extremely annoying casually, but Sword Bill just destroys him. So right at the start here, he's going to use his balloon letter. While he does his little attack here, he's going to tank the first hit, then he's going to air hit him. Now he's going to just kind of try to stun lock him with single hits, because
I got lucky again.
Did you? I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. And you just unlock him and then you build up to a build and use it. I can't believe you did that.
I had to go for it.
Yeah, you did because you were dead otherwise. But in this dealing bit, right at the start, as you can see, he charged right at him. Casa's listening for him to do that. Oh, this is good RNG actually. So we want him to charge into us continuously so we can DBZ style our way through this bit of the fight. This is really good RNG right now.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, we should mention the time's coming up.
And I will tell you time in just a second here. And time.
Was it still sub 1?
No.
Yes, it was.
It was. There were 4 deaths in that.
59:38. Still sub 1. We take those.
Underestimate, guys. We did it.
We take those, dude. We take those. With what? 5 deaths was it?
4 deaths. 2
4
to
deaths.
instant death, and then 2.
It was 5.
Oh,
2
yeah.
to instant death, 2 to goons, 1 to meta 1.
Yep.
5 deaths,
Right.
still sub 1. There we go. We take those.
That was a little sloppy for me. I had a little bit of rust going into this. But otherwise, it was a really enjoyable run. I hope you guys all enjoyed it too. And
I hope you
you
enjoyed
should
the
definitely
sound of
learn
my
Ventus
voice,
Critical.
Hope you enjoyed the sound of my voice for 1 hour.
Alright, and that'll be all from both Rebel and I. We hope to see you again. See you guys in the future.
Yeah.
No problem.
It's alright.
I hope we did very well.